Okay. We are live. Continue. Snacks?
Yeah, the ones I had. So I've had two different kinds. I had one that were like little sticks.
Little sticks.
They almost looked like not little, but they almost looked like French fries, but they were like prawn crackers.
Yeah. Okay, I've had those.
And I didn't like them. I really liked the thin, uh, puffy ones, like that are round and like you can buy them unfried and fry them yourself.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah,
Shrimp puffs. Welcome in, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is the viewer suggestion. We're talking about, what's the word?
food.
What's the word for that? It's not novelty foods. It's,
International
foods you can't get in
food.
America. We'll just say it that way.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a ton of little markets around here that are from all over the world.
Imagine, yeah, imagine that makes a lot more sense in like a city like Seattle,
Yeah,
where you probably have a large population of people from South Korea, Japan, and China, and other places in Asia there.
yeah. There's almost more little like cultural markets. So there's like a Bombay place down the street. I think is what it's called, Bombay Market. I might be right. There's a ton. There's a ton of them, and it's been to the point where like, one I walked into, there was an Indian market, and it had like one aisle of canned goods that were all written that in a language I couldn't read, and then the other half of the store was like a catering business. They were just selling like plates and tablecloths, and I was looking around because I thought it was a restaurant.
Oh,
What's up, kid? Essentially what it was is this person owned a catering business, and they set up a shop for it and just had their entire inventory in the shop.
weird.
And the food they sold there was literally just the supplies they would use to fuel the catering business. And I was like, this feels kind of sketchy. Like, I feel like I'm not supposed to be in this store. And there were just three dudes talking. I'm like, I might have walked into a mob store. I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk out of here. I'm just going to go.
This comedian I watch sometimes. His name is escaping me, but he travels a lot, of course, because he's a comedian, and he likes going to a lot of local restaurants. He went to this Mexican restaurant somewhere in the middle of nowhere, just straight up a front for like some organized crime.
Yeah.
Look, no one was cooking. Everyone was huddled around like a booth and whispering, and it took an hour to bring out guacamole, which most likely just came from. It took an hour to run to the store, bring it back to a bowl.
That's funny.
It's like, yeah, it was pretty funny.
Welcome in.
Yeah, I was.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah.
There's another comedian.
Both the other Pepsi. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's another comedian that talks about like the mattress warehouses. Like no one is ever in there. They're all open. There's like two people working. There's never people in that store. Everything is 50% off. That store cannot be successful. What is happening?
Yeah. Weird businesses practices. But yeah, I was really disappointed with the lemon Pepsi I got.
Yeah,
And
lemon.
like it tasted like less that it had lemon in it and more like they just took lemon peel and put it into Pepsi and let it sit for an hour and took it out.
So I was gonna say.
Because it had like that almost herbal vegetal
It's like
taste of the peel,
yeah, like the
but
chemical.
none of the super lemony flavor.
Chemical.
It was very weird.
Zest, lemon zest. It's like it's lemon zest Pepsi.
Yeah,
It's just like it's just not good. Okay.
yeah. Because I really like when what I used to do at restaurants, I would like get a Pepsi and like squeeze a bit of lime, not lime, but lemon, and put the wedge in. And I was like, I really like that. So that's what I was kind of expecting.
Yeah, when I worked at an Italian place for many years, and we would just bring people's water out with a slice of lemon on it. There were always these women that would. I say that sounded really bad, but like it was consistently the same like 5 women. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They would do is I don't know if they were friends or what. But they would ask for lemon with their water, and I would respond, "It comes with lemon," and they're like, "I want more lemon." I'm like, "Okay," and I would just bring them like half a lemon to a lemon sliced up, and they would just presume to like squeeze it into the glass, and then add a bunch of sugar. And like, you just made lemonade. Like that's not water with lemon. You're just making lemonade at your table. It drove me crazy.
That's funny. You could just ask for lemonade.
Yeah.
Most restaurants have lemonade.
It's so weird. It is cold today.
It ain't super cold yet. And I'm thankful for that.
I busted out all of my like
48
blankets last night, which is probably why my nose is so snuffly today. Wool blankets always make me snuffly.
Hello, Lorwyn.
Ooh, did the one come out today?
No, it comes up Friday? Yes. Friday Night Magic.
The Hell Divers redacted redacted something or other. It's a stealth set, but I thought it was funny that it was called Redacted because it was supposed to come out yesterday, and it like 3 days before they're like, we were doing testing, and there's some like catastrophic errors in it, and we're not going to release it until we fix those. And I'm like, is that true, or are they just redacting the fake redacted thing? And so is this whole thing of everyone like, is it actually coming out today or not? Because it sounded so plausibly silly that they would redact the redacted set.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, no, we fixed it. It'll be out on Thursday. It's like, oh, okay. Well, missed opportunity there, I suppose.
Yep. Something kind of like happened with one of the games I played called Avowed. I recently got it. Turns out it was supposed to get like a big major patch back in December, and they decided to push it back to February. And they decided because that's when they're releasing it for PS5, and they're like, well, we'll release for PS5, and we'll also release the big major patch set. And because it's supposed to like add the other races to the game, so it's set in the setting of Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
The Avowed, you can only play either have a human type body or an elf type body instead of like the other 3. So, yeah. And they're also adding like a new weapon types, and they confirmed like they're adding quarterstaffs as a weapon type, but probably more than that. So I was like, I might just delete my character and start fresh.
Can't remember if that was supposed to be multiplayer or not. Pillars of Eternity was. Well, the second one was. No, wait, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Divinity, not Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity was single player only. It made me mad. I just wanted to play it.
Yeah.
But I think that was made by Larian, wasn't it?
No, so that was made by Obsidian.
Obsidian, okay.
They're the people who made Fallout, New Vegas, and Outer Worlds.
Pillars of Eternity was like pseudo Pathfinder based, if I remember right.
Kinda, yeah. Pseudo D&D, pseudo Pathfinder. Matt Mercer. They actually kickstarted the game on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Both of them. and
You know one of the concept artists?
they like Matt Mercer like voiced a bunch of characters, and when the second Pillars of Game came out, like all of Critical Role had to do voice acting for it. So all your companions is someone from the main
That's
cast of
great.
Critical Role.
RPG Drew got too cocky last night, tried to loot a bunch of rooms after blowing the door off the rooms of Eldritch demons. So they ran twice around the building while demons flooded in, looting before he opened the doors to hell. 2/3 of the characters died. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Something we would never do.
We have a track record of walking in and kicking boss doors open before we do literally anything else. So we'll have to. That's a little different for us. I do need tonight. I think.
We need to put a leash on a few characters.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Necromancer might be out of town tonight. I need to check. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go check on something real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll roll the dice. Let's get this started. For those of you that are new, we have the viewer suggested posts every Monday. You're welcome to put your character suggestions on there, or put them in the chat here if you've not done so. You get one character per week. We roll the dice gods decide what we draw. That's how we do it. That's how we're gonna do it. I'll be right back, and then we'll roll some dice. Hang tight. Kid really wants to be in my chair. Okay. Is the music playing? I can't hear it. It is, okay.
Just really quiet music.
It just has to drown out the Bluey soundtrack. And that's all it has to do. Okay.
Well, I can't hear it, and I have the volume up on.
You are on Discord, though. So, like, Discord audio gates some stuff. YouTube does not, so that's the problem.
No, I turned up volume on YouTube.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, then, great. Then we're doing just fine.
Though, I think maybe my headset's now muting YouTube videos
That's weird.
when I'm, like, using it.
You might have to go into Windows
You were
and turn
having
off
issues.
disable there's a term for it. I can't remember what it's called. Where YouTube will gate specific sounds when you're not using them. It's weird. Or when you're talking. Like if you're talking or I'm talking, it'll refocus. That might be the term. It might be refocus. One of the suggestions today was kobold smiley face, and I don't know if that's talking about the kobold that we drew last week or if they want a kobold. So I don't know if I should use that suggestion.
Like, is it just a statement or is it a suggestion?
It just says kobolds and then has a smiley face, like an emoji. Well, I didn't roll
more
that.
like a.
But maybe
Yeah,
a
that
rock
sounds more
golem,
like
bear
just a
covered in flowers
statement.
and small plants who just woke up after a winter passes. Okay, we can do that. Tiny rock golem. Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, it sounds more like just less a suggestion and more just like a statement.
Yeah. Get rid of that one. There's another one on here that says skeleton, bugbear, Goliath, something big. That kind of defeats the purpose. So I might just go big skeleton. I'm not sure. There's a handful of very...
They just want a big skeleton who's a rogue.
Yeah. I already forgot what I'm supposed to be drawing. That was so fast.
A golem covered
Yep.
in plants and flowers. Waking up into spring. I do find it funny. My brother was looking through the book and he's like, I really like this dragon. Like, which one? The Wolf dragon. Like, that's one.
It's gnarly. It's a gnarly picture.
Yep.
The fact that there's a dragon based off of a weapon enchantment, I think, is a great shift in dragon functionality. I like it. So I think it might be worth exploring that a little bit. Especially since, like, my thought is always that dragons are like the physical manifestation of the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if something becomes so powerful that a dragon just like apparates from the existence of it, that's cool.
And that's sort of like, kind of like, not so much like the material plane, but like, they've definitely made dragons more like manifestations of like the traditions of magic.
Yeah. Yeah, because it makes sense if there's like dragons in the plane of fire, right? Like a fire dragon from the plane of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe saying the material plane isn't the right way to do it, but like dragons just kind of being the, if something exists, like the plane of fire, plane of water, like all of those would manifest a dragon in some way.
Yeah.
But then the material plane has so many weird things in it that there should be manifestations of things in the material plane because of it.
Yeah, because like even hell has a dragon. They're called diabolic dragons, and they're just straight up the manifestations of hell.
What's the other thing I was thinking about? It's kind of how American
They're very
gods work.
Diablo-esque.
Yeah, right. Deities exist because people believe in them. Warhammer orc style.
Yeah.
Do the orcs in Fantasy Warhammer have the same powers?
Not really.
Because magic exists in Fantasy Warhammer, right?
Yeah. So basically, the orcs do have like their own weirdness in fantasy. So when they get hyped up and turn into a Wa, which is a horde, like
an orc
they're
bod?
collective, like basically, they're like collective, like excitement and anger and all the emotions kind of coalesce, and their shamans are able to perform like crazy, weird orc magic, such as Stomp, where they literally calls like their god Gorka Morka to like stomp on the enemy. So this giant ethereal foot just appears out of nowhere and squashes people.
That's funny.
Yep. It gets complicated because they decide to make it complicated.
As you do.
Yep. Because like they used to not be mushroom people. They used to just be like normal biological species, and then they're like,
They
we're
misclassified
going to turn them into
themselves.
mushroom people.
Yeah.
Say what?
They misclassified themselves, and then everyone believed it.
But yeah, it. Well, no, like I mean, so like earlier orcs, they used to have female orcs, and there used to be even half orcs, and then Warhammer tried to, when GW tried to make Warhammer more unique to them, they like made them mushroom people. So there's no like female orcs; they're all just orc. It's okay.
Right.
But yeah, I'm personally not a fan of mushrooms. That's just me.
I think it's like to eat or as orcs.
Same with goblins. Say what?
You're not a fan of mushrooms to eat or as orcs?
As orcs.
Okay. What's up, kid? Hey, you need a drink? No? There's no pigs in Wild Girls. Sorry. Blew out of context just makes me laugh. I spent the last month slowly picking through my core game files, trying to rebuild them and using, I think I'm using Photon. Is that right? No, I'm using Mirror. So it'll go up on Steam. And I finally finished that. That took me forever. Going through the core files. And now I can just slowly go through the side files. And it's going a lot quicker. So hopefully I'll have that done soon. I'm really excited to get it up and functional on Steam. We were talking about mushroom orcs. I don't know why that...
Yeah. Also, goblins are also mushrooms.
Goblins are also mushrooms?
Yep.
I don't like
I
that.
guess technically mold, which I guess is still fungus related, but yeah.
I really dig the concept of that, like a race of people being kind of like once you it's bullshit, right? Like that's the biggest part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you said to me like, "Oh, the orcs are mushroom people," I would think of like a myconid, right? But they're not. They just look like normal ass orcs, and they're like, "Oh, they're mushrooms." And it's like, okay, now I'm interested. Now I want to know what the hell that means. And so I do like the idea of like a fungal or a spore type race that just looks normal. Like I like that because it's different. Imp Druid who wears a beetle as a hat. Okay, I'll put that on the list for you. I had to make sure I read that right. Paste. But yeah, I like it. And I just... There's a lot of cool magic cards that do something like the Golgari have a whole thing about like making spore counters and spore creatures. Like there's a mold adder that I really like the art of. It's just a mold snake. Like, that's cool. But those very much feel like mold first and are creatures.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing that the other orcs did. It's just like, no, they're orcs first and just happen to also be mold. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. And then hobgoblins are not related to either group.
Interesting.
And have, yeah. So. And in fact, orcs and goblins really despise hobgoblins because you can never trust a hobgoblin.
There's what was it?
They're like, you can trust a hobgoblin will always betray you. That's essentially kind of like the expression.
Yeah, if I remember right, and I could be wrong about this, but this is like my headcanon now, so if it was ever correct, awesome. If not, that's fine. But I liked the idea that goblins are just like tiny fey creatures, right? So like goblin, pixie, elf could all mean the same thing back in the day. But a hobgoblin was like a very big evil goblin. And so if you were gonna fight something, it was probably a hobgoblin, and they were terrifying. And I really like that aspect of it. Interesting take on a hobgoblin's in different fictions. Yeah, exactly. So with the Dresden books, which once again I really like the Dresden books, they form a lot of my fae and magic thoughts. The goblins in those books are essentially what you would think of as a hobgoblin. There's not a lot of like tiny dumb goblins. It's all terrifying, dark, shadowy hobgoblins, and I dig that. So, a whole bunch of different things.
It's like hobgoblins in like real life, not like the real, but like they're essentially like brownies, like they're household spirits.
Yeah, exactly.
That were like helpful. But D&D took them and made them ultra militaristic tall goblins. Apparently, hobgoblins also exist in the works of Tolkien as a larger kind of orc.
Yep. Orcs, goblins, orcai, hobgoblins, all relatively the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is getting to the point where he wants to say lots of things, but just doesn't have the words for it. So he'll just like babble at me. Most of the words he knows is bluey, bluey, bluey. So it's very strange.
Wouldn't goblin tieflings be barghasts?
Double
At least in
tiefling?
D&D.
Please define double tiefling. Like a tiefling. I've always looked at
No, I said goblin tiefling.
Oh, goblin tiefling? Yes, absolutely. That is how I would look at that. I was gonna say I always look at barghasts as like werewolf goblins. Like if a goblin got bit by a werewolf, barghast. But they also have magic, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
demon
They're
goblin.
the shapeshifters, so.
All right, I think I'm done with this this earth golem here. I drew something like this for the Sagas campaign. If you haven't seen that art, I'd recommend go checking it out. We still have stickers for it if people want to buy stickers. It's pretty dope. I got a picture of it somewhere. I don't feel like I need to do much more to this guy. Maybe put a little more lichen on him somewhere. Over here.
I do like Pathfinder's remastered not hobgoblins, but barghasts.
They're
like
a lot,
weird wolves.
yeah, they're a lot smaller and they're less bestial, I feel, and more sinister, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the old feral goblin barghasts as well.
Because now they just went with like the old English version of barghasts, which are basically just Bayhounds.
Yeah. Also in the Dresden books, so yeah. You piss
Are
off
the wards and
piss off Maeve, and she Maeve, Mab. There we go. It's B. Turns into a big old fey dog.
She was in a Merlin miniseries I had as a kid.
Yeah.
Sam Neill in it.
I remember. I watched that when it came out on TV. I think it was a miniseries.
Yeah, I had it on VHS.
It also has Martin Short in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool. Oh man, I mean, you can't
Also, the
spoil it. It's
woman
like
who
20
plays
years old. Right?
Cersei. Yeah. Also, Cersei is in it.
Oh, is she? Oh, is she Morgan Le
Yeah.
Fay?
No, I think she is Guinevere.
Is she Guinevere? Okay.
Morgan Le Fay is the lady who played in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I thought that was Maeve. Or Mab. Is that not Mab?
No.
That might be worth you watching.
It's free on the internet somewhere. I know it.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean like pirating it.
I'm pretty sure you can just watch it on YouTube. Look at that.
Yeah.
They destroy her by just walking away, which is great, and I love it.
Yep, ignoring her.
Yeah, we're not gonna play into your bullshit anymore. She's like, no, stop it. Later. God, Arthurian legends played a huge role in my childhood, like, which is maybe kind of weird, but it did. Swords, knights, dragons. I'm not surprised how much I love D&D now, to be totally honest. You were allowed to say breast and bastard so long as you were referring to like historical things. It's a bastard sword. Oh, you can't say that. I'll do what I want. Alright. I'm done with this bad boy. I think I did a pretty good job on that one. Happy.
Brenda Richardson is who played Mad. I don't know her.
What's the name?
Miranda Richardson. She played the stepmother in the Sleepy Hollow movie, I think.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. She's pretty famous.
Then you have Isabella Rossellini as Dimway. She was in a lot of movies I watched growing up.
Sure.
Because she did a lot of like TV movies, especially on sci-fi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
James Earl Jones was in it as the Mountain King.
Nice. I'm rolling dice. Big skeleton. Okay. Big skeleton rogue. Blah 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 blah. It's a skeleton, but then at the end it says this time to figure out a way to get their fleshy bits restored. There's a lot of vaguity in this suggestion. I'll read it verbatim. Skeleton, bugbear, Goliath, or something big. Rogue who managed to die during the last dungeon delved decades ago, but was brought back to unlife through some wacky magics in the dungeon and is back to adventuring, this time to figure out a way to get their fleshy bits back, restored back to a crack at being alive. I think I'm gonna go skeleton ooze with armor. That could be kind of fun.
It sounds very, from what I know of Dungeon Meshy, that feels very Dungeon Meshy coded.
I was thinking that too. The Dungeon Meshy universe is pretty neat. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched it all.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while, so I was just like, if I remember correctly. It's like, you can die in the dungeon, but you can be easily brought back in the dungeon. But if you leave, you're gone.
So in the way Dungeon Meshy works, if I have it right, is that dungeons are basically self-contained magical bottles. Like, that's the easiest way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you pour magic into a location to create the dungeon itself. But because you're in this magical bubble, whatever you want to call it, when you die, your soul can't leave. It's trapped in there as well. So it's really easy for someone to take your body and put it back into its soul. Like healing magic, boom, you're alive again. Not a problem. If you die outside of the dungeon, your soul just passes on and like you're dead. Mm-hmm. So there's a safeguard within the dungeon itself preventing your soul from getting lost. But there's rules that like turn people into ghouls and ghosts because they don't get their bodies back, or like in the main character eaten by a dragon, there are issues.
Yep.
So I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that explanation of fantasy reviving.
I also love that depending on how good at healing magic you are, so if you're healed very quickly, you feel all the pain return back to you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, why does it hurt so much?
Something that really I appreciated with the Critical Role was the thought they put into reviving characters. Because my friends have always very much been the mechanical side of things. It's like death doesn't matter because I can just revivify. Like it's a non-issue really in most situations. Which I think is fine for some things, like especially for video games. It's just like death is just a step back, not really supposed to be an end of the game. The dungeon is a recycling center, maybe. But my problem with it is it does take the stakes off of, living, right? So I do think that I appreciate what they did for Critical Role, making it a little more like death should always be kind of a shitty thing, and it should be dangerous. And so Revivify, while is there, you have a minute to revive somebody, which is 10 rounds, which is so much time in game, right? Like, it's definitely like making that more rare, I think, is good in some situations.
Yeah. And I definitely think they changed how they handled it between Campaign 1 and Campaign 2. Because, they revived a lot of people in Campaign 1.
Yeah, and that was still using
there was a lot
of... Matt had a system for Campaign 1 that was very much designed, I think, for a home game, right? Matt wanted death to be a little more important, and so it was like, there's a very good chance that you could just not come back if you're being revived. But I think that also led to less control for a talking game, or for it being a commercialized game, right? Like, let's remove some of the randomness out of this so that the players have a little more control.
Because it definitely feels like between Campaign 1 and Campaign 2, there was a lot more players going down due to combat and stuff like that.
Campaign 1 was also a lot higher level, so that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
More people going down, more opportunities to revive. They were rich. It was on that side for certain points.
Yeah, that's very true. They literally had a massive dragon horde as their bank.
And so that's why I think they had to put... Because they also had, Allura and a whole bunch of other, really high-powered magic people around them.
Friends.
Yeah. And so, at any point in time, they could have just been like, we'll just go pay to someone or have somebody do it. And so Matt put in those rules, and I think that was really smart. Like, hey, there needs to be stakes. You guys can't just keep gallivanting around.
Exactly. Because, oh,
this is a rogue, not a... Damn, I was going to put him in armor, but...
Because in Campaign 2, I can only think of one person really going down, and that was permanently because they split the party for outside reasons.
But I also think that was part of it, right? I mean, I think that was the thing. They went into that game not having Pike, one. They went into that game lower level, poor.
Definitely more nobodies than they
Yeah.
were in.
And honestly, like, they were kind of skirting the law most of the time. Whereas with Campaign 1, they were very much like working with a lot of like the backing of
a nation.
of a
really.
nation. Yeah, and I was trying to think of like Allura worked for. I'm trying to remember what she worked for. But
She was on like the Council of Tal'Dorei.
yeah, Tal'Dorei Council. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But
And
then you also had you also had
Percy, who was a prince.
yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm glad they did that.
Mm-hmm.
I've run into some problems in the past with people with characters dying, like Jump Rope. Her character, her dragon disciple / blood barbarian. That's not right.
Blood Ranger?
Yeah, Blood Ranger. Has died many times. And every time it happens, I'm like, okay, we're gonna keep progressing the story in a little weird way, and that's fun. I like doing it that way. So I generally try to have like, okay, what happens to these characters if they go down, and I try to plan that out beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and again, it catches me off guard. I have had people's characters die just kind of like out of the blue, usually because of another character's just idiocy.
Or throwing a baby bronze dragon at people.
Yeah, that has happened. That has happened. Let's see. They put you to sleep. Okay, what happens if they put you to sleep? Let's see. You are helpless. Oh, you die. Oh no.
Yep.
Baby dragon coup de grace. Here we go.
Baby dragon hungry. It needs to eat.
I did. That is one of the ways that Errol died.
Oh no.
Jump Rope was blood raging, and then got put to sleep, which turned off the blood rage, which like dropped the hit points a shit ton, and then coup de grace. It's like this dragon has nothing else to do. This is all it would do. It's gonna kill you. I don't know what to say.
Better luck next time.
Yep. I feel bad about how much I tried to kill Burning's horse last time. But also, I really wanted that horse to die.
For story reasons.
For story reasons, yeah. For story reasons.
Yeah, just not because you hate horses.
No. I don't hate horses. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, it's been 30 years since I rode a horse.
It's been about... Last time I rode a horse was about when I was 7. Rode a horse meaning sitting on the horse while my brother or mom or grandpa leads it. Because they didn't trust me enough to go by myself with the reins.
I'm pretty sure I got. I mean, I
Because my
think
feet barely.
I rode a horse by
reached
myself.
there.
But it was pen. Like it was in a pen, so it's not like I.
Yeah. I had to ride a little donkey once.
And then by the time I helped my grandfather a few summers on his farm, we had a 4-wheeler. We just rode a 4-wheeler around.
I'm really more scared of a 4-wheeler than I am a horse.
You're scared of 4-wheelers?
A little bit, yeah.
I've been pretty lucky. Like We've
had a lot of people. I've known a lot of people around my age like get seriously injured by them, so I was just
Yeah.
like, I can go and get on those things.
I have definitely, like, I shattered one of the windshields with my face once. That sucked. I've rolled it a few times, but I've been pretty lucky that I've not actually gotten hurt. So
Yeah. Like,
this is the when I was, I don't know, I want to say 12, 14. It was literally like, can I take that gun in the four-wheeler? And my grandparents are just like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Like that was my summers. Just like, take this. I think the biggest response was, don't shoot towards the house. It's like, understood.
the insanity.
Different times, my friend. Different times.
Yep. Like, my brother got one, I don't know, probably when he was in high school or something. And I only rode with him once, and that was all I needed. Nope.
Oh yeah, I did not like riding with my sister. She was crazy. She was ballsier than I was by bounds.
Yeah, like I've mentioned it a few times. Like, I live in an area where there are a lot of like kind of hidden cliffs and gorges around because there's so much forest.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not looking, you will just slip and fall into a cliff.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there have been people who've like slid off cliffs on four-wheelers around here, and like, no, no, thank you.
I had some uncles and cousins that like were big into snowmobiling, so I went with them a few times, which was really fun. But like diving into you see a tree like this, right, covered in snow, and you're cruising by it, and then the snowmobile just goes blonk because the tree is actually this tall, and so all of the snow just collapses like this, and now the snowmobile is essentially stuck in a tree.
That's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's horrifying. You climb yourself out and you're like,
No,
well,
thank you.
now I'm 30 miles from literally anywhere in the snow. What do? And luckily, like, walkie-talkies. Bring a walkie-talkie. You know?
Yep.
You can get it out. But, like, that's scary. I've done that.
Or at least have cell service.
Yeah. Or when you're out snowmobiling on a lake and you don't realize you're on the lake and you're just like, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Let's get the hell out of here. Dangerous.
Yep.
Dangerous. Which dragon is that? That was super cool. The one you posted in chat.
Oh, that is a diabolical archdragon.
Nice. I like the horns.
So I
That's
think
the
it's like
demon one?
level. Yeah, from hell. I think it's like level 23.
Bum, ba, ba, bum.
Yeah, it's been kind of funny looking at Reddit. People like really upset about the psychic stuff that got released too early.
Got released too early. Tell me more about that. Did they
So
leak it?
I mentioned that Paizo accidentally sent out like the new Dark Archive remaster out
Oh, okay.
like a month early.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And so some people got it, and so I guess they like stopped it and before it got sent out all the way. But
Did they have to send
people,
the Pinkertons after him?
I don't know. I hope not.
Sorry.
But so people like posted about like some of the changes, and everyone's saying, "Oh, the psychics got nerfed. The psychics got nerfed." I was like,
Good.
not really, because like so the thing that got nerfed in most people's opinions is this focus cantrip called Imaginary Weapon. And it was a super common focus spell that maguses would take because it was a cantrip. But it was also a focus spell, so you could recharge yourself with it. Think. But it used to do 2d8 damage. And now does 2d6 damage. But it is now force damage. I was like, that's arguably better than physical damage. So because there's not many things that can resist force damage.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're removing the physical resistance on things, so you're technically adding 5 damage to it. So if you look at 2d8, the average of that is gonna be 9. The average is gonna be a 9 roll. And then looking at 2d6, your average is gonna be 7. But on average, you're going to have 5 points of resistance to anything, except it's a magical weapon, so it should go through that most of the time. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the defining point. Like, because this is either going to be an average of 4 damage versus an average of 7 damage, whether or not you're looking at it as a magical weapon or not.
Because I don't think it counts as a magical weapon because it like goes away. So it's like
this is just a single attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, if you amp it, it could be like in a cone.
Interesting.
Or like a big arc. If I remember correctly.
We should look that up for me if you would.
But like, yeah.
Because yeah, like that makes a big difference, doesn't it? Like whether or not it goes through resistances.
So, imaginary weapon. This is the current version before we had the remaster.
Okay.
Because I don't have that. It has the attack trait, cantrip trait, evocation, force, and psychic. Even though it does not do force damage.
Okay. Interesting.
Which is the ironic part. You create a simple weapon of force and make a melee spell attack roll with it against your target's AC. If you hit, you deal 2d8 damage of bludgeoning or slashing damage, your choice.
Interesting. Okay.
On a critical success, you deal double damage and can choose to detonate your weapon to push the target 10 feet away from you. When heightened, you add another +1 of damage dice. If you amp it, which is like when you spend a focus point as a psychic to amp it, you form multiple force weapons to lash out at multiple enemies. Make 2 imaginary weapon strikes against 2 different enemies. Your multiple attack penalty does not increase until you make both strikes.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good.
Yep.
That's a good cantrip. That's a really good cantrip.
Yeah. And so now, presumably, if they've not changed the amp of it, you are just doing 2d6 force damage, and presumably you can still detonate it and push the target 10 feet away.
That's good. That's weird. And so all they're doing is dropping the. So it says it has the attack property, but not magical?
It's a cantrip, so it would be magical. So.
I don't know if that even exists anymore. Let me look this up.
Because the attack
Magical
trait just
weapons
means
overcome specific
you use your multiple attack modifier. And it does say you make a melee spell attack roll.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So there is no DR. There's no DR cutting through like there used to be. So that, yeah, that makes a difference. So I think the 2d6 being force is way better. That's fundamentally 4 points of damage better per swing.
Because, like, even if you're, like, say, fighting, like, say, like, an undead or something that's, like, resistant to bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Or slashing. Like, even if it's magical, they're still resistant to that damage.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying.
As physical damage. So, force bypasses a lot of physical resistances. There's not many things that are resistant to force damage. Like taking like the slightly lower dice for damage through most enemies, I think is better.
Maybe I'll make a short about that tonight. Make fun of people for being whiners.
Yep. It's mostly people who are dipping into Magus as a not Magus, but who are dipping into Psychic as a Magus. Because or any other type of class that has this like spell strike like ability.
And we've talked about that. Like that's been my issue with Psychic.
Psychic became the Warlock.
Yeah, the Psychic became the Warlock because people just like people want free cantrip damage that's broken, and that was the biggest problem with a lot of the Psychic stuff, especially in 3.5 and 4, was that there were no resistances for it. There's just 0 resistances for it, so you're just out there blasting stuff for free with impunity. Like it didn't make any sense. It is 12:15. How long have we been going here? About an hour and a half. I want to do another one, but this kid needs a lunch. He's enthralled.
Technically, we've only been streaming for 57 minutes.
Okay, that's right, because I came on and then went and got lunch. Yep. Let's do one more then. Let's do one more. It does look like there might only be one person in chat, which is probably Atomic, which is fine. I appreciate you, Atomic. If there are more people in chat, F's in chat. Let's do one more. Corvus is the one in chat. Okay.
Yep.
Atomic bailed on me. I'm just kidding. Let's do one more and then we'll call it.
Yeah.
Then we'll be
but
back.
Apparently, Thaumaturge, from what I've read, is eating really good because they've like buffed certain implements, and apparently Wand is now really good.
Nice. I will check that out because that will be fun. I want to make a wand slinger so bad.
Let's see. I think it comes up to 3rd or the 4th of February. Let's see. Officially.
I almost made a wand slinger thaumaturge before I made cranberry granola crunch.
I remember.
Because everyone at the table just kept bitching about the bard, and I was like, well, let me just show you how it's done. Spitefully played a bard instead of a thaumaturge. Yeah, wand slingers. Man, wand slingers are really fun, I think. Just like the gunslinger that's...
It's very... Yeah. It's like one of my... It's a trope I really like out of Eberron, because... No, like, Keith Baker was the guy who invented wand slingers, but, like, he uses that, like, trope a lot in his writing.
Okay.
Like, a wand slinger, just, like, draw. Because instead of being a very steampunky setting, it's more like magical technology is everywhere, and everyone uses it. So.
In first edition Pathfinder, wands were... The way they did wands in Pathfinder 1 was you bought a wand for 2,000 gold, level 1 spell, and it had 50 charges on it. And so because of that, 2,000 gold could also get you like a +1 weapon. But like through the course of the game, using a weapon 50 times is pretty rare. so it made a lot of sense to do it that way. Because they were consumables. And so you would buy a wand and just like buy a wand of Cure Light Wounds, and now you don't have to worry about out-of-party healing. It's just like, cool, okay, we're hurt. Wand, 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 wand. Everyone's back up. Let's keep going, right? No one loses spell slots. We don't have to stop and do a long rest. We just use this consumable wand. And that's how they work. And so you could buy one and just start blasting shit like you would with a bow. And then when you run out, you're just like, oh, I need to go buy a new wand sometime when we have a chance to go do that. And I like that. I like that a lot. It made it feel very much more like a viable weapon instead of something you're like bogarting all the time, or only get one use of this a day. It's like, I want more. I want more than that.
Yeah. I would like... Yeah. I think that's something that's kind of missing from, like, Pathfinder. Something that, like, I think Daggerheart kind of does kind of cool is, like, you have magic weapons that just do like so much dice of magic damage. Just like, I'm gonna take a wand and zap someone with, and you can't really do that.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder or D&D really.
Not fun.
Yeah, it comes out next. Comes out the 4th of February, so 2 weeks.
Oops, I might have spoiled something then. Oh well.
I didn't hear anything.
No. Jump Rope was like, my birthday's coming up. And Jump Rope's like, there's a whole bunch of cool Pathfinder books coming out soon. And I was like, ooh, yeah. So that might be one of the she was talking about.
Yeah, they released the new Lost Omens book that's coming out. There's 2 of them coming out this year that we know of for sure. One's called Operation Hellmouth? No, that's the Venture Path. What's it called? Coming soon. Lost Omens, the Hellfire Dispatches.
Hellfire Dispatches.
Which will have... Yep. Because there's a big war, and it's between Cheliax and Andoran.
Okay.
And so, apparently Hellmouths are opening. So it's going to have, like, the new updated version of Hell Knights.
Yeah, I was going to say that should be in there. Cool.
They're going to be adding new stuff to the Eagle Knight, which recently came out, like, a couple months ago. So they're already adding on to that. So the Eagle Knights are essentially the Freedom version of Hell Knights.
Okay, gotcha.
There's also going to be a new archetype called Starstone Aspirant.
That would be cool.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
No idea what it does, but
I don't know what it does, but my assumption is that it's one of the like paths to godhood. That's usually what the Starstone stuff is. So if you're like, hey, I'm gonna take the Starstone challenge, that's cool. I dig that.
So this comes out April 1st, and the other one is called Lost Omens High Seas.
High Seas, okay.
Which is So, that's a region in the Pathfinder Atlas. The High Seas has 4 different, like, island pseudo-nations. So there's probably going to be a lot of, like, Navy nautical stuff in it.
Yeah. There was a big push for ship combat that I was surprised about.
Yeah, I think partially because Starfinder came out.
Yeah.
So, like, ship combat is kind of part of that.
I know people were jonesing for that when Starjammers came out. Space Jammers, Starjammers, and
Spelljammer.
Spelljammer. There we go. And so I thought Starfinder would kind of do that. I don't think they did. Like, not to the extent that people wanted. So it would not surprise me if Pathfinder is like, yeah, you know what, we can do that. We'll work on that. So that'd be kind of cool.
So it's going to have stuff about Magalagalti Island, which is the home to the Red Mantis assassins.
Oh no!
They worship the Red Mantis, who's the god of assassins, and it's the assassin of the gods.
That's not good.
No, he's also the one who killed Gorham in the meta plot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
There's like a big image of like the Red Mantis. His name is Etchakek. I hate his name, so I'm just gonna say Red Mantis. Like ripping into the side of his armor.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Then there's going to be a section on the Shackles, which is a big pirate area where like all the pirates kind of hang out at. The one I'm really interested in is called the Mordant Fire. It's this weird like fire that juts out of the ocean.
Okay.
And there's like a group of elves that live there that all wear masks. And
it probably smells like burning dead fish. That's kind of
I mean, maybe. But it's where. So in Pathfinder there was this like moon goddess called Akazna. And when like the Starstone gets like pulled down to the planet to smash into it, she like moves her body, which is the moon, in its way, and like it rips through her.
Oh.
And apparently the Mordant Spire grew where her corpse landed.
Interesting. Okay.
So, dead god whispers.
We're down a moon. Okay, the boy's getting restless. I'm gonna call it here.
And my headset's down.
Two-headed dragonborn. I don't know if I said that out loud. Maybe I did. I was supposed to draw a two-headed dragonborn, so that's what I've been doing. This is an episode of Bluey where all the parents are like, they're planning a wedding, setting up a wedding, and every time one of the parents walks on screen, they're all humming the same TV show, which is really like no, Cat's Quad. It's just fun to walk around and yell it now. Out of context, Bluey. It's great. All right, that's all I'm doing. Thanks for hanging out today. I gotta go make some lunch. I have some stuff to work on. I might do in chat this afternoon. I want to finish up the bunny folk that I'm working on, so I can start working on the kobold, which I need for Saturday. So I got to get that done today or tomorrow. I do have a D&D game tonight, so I might switch over to that. But otherwise, I'll be around. So thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for your wonderful suggestions. I will put these in the chat. I've been trying to save them out as we go, instead of vice versa, so I don't forget. But I'll put those in the Discord if people want to use those for their home games and whatnot. Otherwise, we will catch you all on Friday. Try to finish up the list. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch you all next time. Thank you, Corvus, for hanging out today. See everybody.